Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can download and play older versions of Counter-Strike maps. The main thing you're going to need is to download Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO. You probably don't already have this, because of course, even if you played CSGO back in the day, as you obviously know, that game automatically got updated to Counter-Strike 2. So this is the legacy version of the game that is basically a hidden page, but if you just go to Google and you search, look, this is what I did, CSGO on Steam, it'll be the first link. I will also just paste this URL in this video description, but go ahead and download this because you are going to need it. The compatibility, these old versions of the maps will not work in the normal version of Counter-Strike 2. Now, the next thing you'll do is you'll go to this page here. I found, again, I'll drop this page in the description, but the way I do this is I just really basically just use any map name like Dust2, Workshop, Compatibility CS2. Bang. And then one of the top links you'll see here, it always has this format like map name, compatibility version. You go in here. You may or may not care about Dust2, but the point is from here, you can just click up here, CS2 Officials Workshop, and you are back on this page. Now from here, you can, the main thing that I wish this page had is a search box. So you can search this account's maps, but we don't have that. And that's really annoying. But probably the top use case here is going to be to go and get the oldest versions of the maps. Something you're going to notice is I went to the very last page, and all of these with the green check mark, these are probably technically the literal first versions of the maps. Like you can see, this one was posted on February 2013. But for this one, it tells me it's official content that comes included with Counter-Strike, and so I'm not actually able to get this one, as you'll see, compared to what I'll show you in a minute. So let's go back here. Let's go to Train SE. This is a version of Train from February 2013. So here it says I'm subscribed. I don't know if I am or I'm not, but just in case, I'm going to unsubscribe, just in case you're not subscribed, just so you can see how this works. As long as you're signed in to this page, you'll be able to hit subscribe, and boom, it says it's been added to your subscriptions. Now from here, what you'll do, here what you'll do is you'll right-click on Counter-Strike Global Offensive, go to Properties, click on Installed Files, and then click on Browse. So here what we'll do is we'll go up to the file path up here, and we're gonna click on Steam Apps, I think. Yeah, Steam Apps, and then we're gonna go to Workshop. And then we're gonna go to Content, and then we're gonna go to 730. Now, here you're going to see a lot of cryptic IDs, and what you want to do is you want to go back to your browser where you hit subscribe, and in the URL bar, in the address bar, you're going to see an ID at the end. In the case of the one we're doing in this demo, it's train_SE, and the ID starts with 125, so it's one of these up top, and it ends in 231. So it's this one. Boom. So here we have something, 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 a bunch of junk, _legacy.bin. Okay, now guys, here, if you don't see a .bin at the end, it means your file explorer isn't showing file extension. So you need to go into this view drop down here, go under show, and click on file name extensions. That will allow you to then rename, and then I'm going to just type .zip at the end. You don't have to remove the .bin, you can, it doesn't matter. You just need to have it end in .zip. You'll get asked if, I guess it's not showing on the recording, but I'm getting asked, are you sure I want to change it? And I'm saying yes. So now, when we open this, you'll see that we have our map file that we want, detrain_se.bsp. And BSP is the extension that we want, so I'm just dragging and dropping it here. Now I'm going to close this. And then in here, what I like to do is I just rename this just in case there will be a file name conflict in a moment. And I'll just type in like _old at the end. Now we're going to copy or cut this. And then we're going to go back to our Counter-Strike Go folder. This one right here. Again, if you don't have that, you can go into Steam, you find the game, properties, installed files, and you click Browse. And then from here, we go into CSGO, Maps, and then you can paste in the map that we just extracted. So now the next step is to actually launch CSGO, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Here we go. So of course you're going to get this warning saying, hey, you're running this legacy version of Counter-Strike. Just hit OK. And then the way I do this, if you're watching this, you probably know how to open up your console. If you don't, I guess just Google it, you'll figure it out. And then I just type in map, space, and then in our demo here, we're doing DETrain. And then you can see here, DETrain_SE old. And it's loading. Now, this is going to be something that I think you're going to hit pretty frequently. You're going to see you're going to have terrible frame rate. I think this is more likely to happen if you get really old versions of maps. If you were to download a version from 2016, this doesn't happen. But don't worry, this is temporary. If you open up your console again, you can see it says here, custom game-specific analysis, 4%. Now it's at 49%. Basically, I think what the game is doing is it's trying to make like the behind-the-scenes file for bots currently, and that's just taking up a lot of CPU. Okay, it finished. It took less time than it did for Overpass. So the time will probably depend on a mixture of the map and your own computer specs, but eventually it'll finish, the map reloads, you pick CT, and now you see I have full frame rate and I have bots here. If you don't want the bots, I just type bot_kick, warm up, and I do MP warm up end. I do MP round time 99, and I do MP restart game 1. All right. And here we have it. This is a version of Train from 2013 running on the latest version of Counter-Strike Global Offensive that you can download today in 2026 off of Steam. So yeah, this can literally be repeated for any map out of the official CS2 account's workshop page. Anyways, this video is not meant to be a tour of these old maps. The whole point is to teach you how to be able to play on your own time on any of these old maps on your own computer. So, enjoy. But yeah, look, there's no connector here. Incredible. So yeah, whether you yourself played back then and you're trying to remember these days, or if you played the game after, but you're just curious to learn more about kind of the history of some of our iconic maps in Counter-Strike, this is a really reliable way to do it. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment if you run into any issues. I think it is pretty repeatable, so hopefully this will just work for you. Thanks for watching.